Good morning, everyone. We are here with another match of Dota 2. It's got to be MiTH versus AMPM in a losers bracket final to determine which one of these two teams will be up against Orange in the grand finals for the World Cyber Games Asian Championship. And with me is WhatIsHip. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi. And for you, it's still Saturday.
Yep. Nope. Now it's Sunday.
Okay. Here it's pretty early, and these games are actually being played right now in the afternoon. Well, actually, it is noon right now in Malaysia. These games are being played in the Kuala Lumpur Convention Center, and so this is a live event. So we don't have any delays because the players can't hear or see us anyway, because they can hear or see them each other, because they are like at a live event. Which is also the reason why there's going to be a delay between this game and the grand finals, because the grand finals are going to be on stage in the convention center, while this game is not on stage, and there's a delay after this one. This is a best out of one game, so it's one more chance to go to the finals to face up against Orange, and we're going to see which one of these two teams are going to take it. I think we can call AMPM the underdogs in this matchup. What do you think?
From what I've seen from the last games, I would say that they probably are the underdog, but MiTH also didn't blow me away in the last game, both with their picks and their execution. So actually their execution is pretty good, mostly just in their picks. So we'll see how the drafting phase goes for them. Last game, I think it was sort of an example of their picks were just not going to work against the lineup they were playing against. So hopefully they'll be a little bit more careful this time. Obviously, if they lose, they'll be out. So elimination at stake.
Indeed, pressure, pressure, pressure. And we just saw AMPM win versus Mineski, and actually it was quite a convincing fashion. I mean, we didn't cast that game, we just saw it from the sidelines. AMPM picked up a anti-mage, and they had a Tidehunter and a Tinker, and they were able to just own Mineski with that, who did not get a chance to farm up their own hard carry, which was the Morphling in this case. And we don't see Morphling losing that often, even though I have to say in the previous game we did see Morphling lose that we casted. So I guess that's false, but still very convincing for AMPM.
Yeah, they definitely played well against in the last game, but we'll see. The bans so far are pretty standard, Lycanthrope Chen for AMPM, and Invoker, Rubik, and Nature's Prophet for MiTH. Rubik is seeming to inch his way towards the first ban slot. He's such a versatile hero. His mid-game is so strong, especially when you pair him up with a couple other heroes that have a strong mid-game. It also limits your picks pretty severely. If you're playing up against a team that has a really, really good Rubik, someone with really good timing, obviously someone that comes to mind is someone like Dendi, it's hard to do anything, really. Any big game-breaking spells can come right back on you. So
you have to be really careful with that. But I guess most important thing to note from this drafting phase so far, Naga Siren and Darkseer are still in the pool, because there was a ban out for the Invoker, which you don't normally see banned out anymore. Nature's Prophet is getting banned out, and of course the Chen, with the Enchantress still in the pool for a jungle hero to pick up. Same thing as an Enigma. And Enigma actually, continuing on what you said about the Rubik, Enigma is getting a very viable pick now because there's no Rubik to counter him. And
there's the Darkseer ban out. Yeah, no one likes playing against him.
But who likes
playing against Darkseer is so hard. Yeah, that's true. I don't know who would have rather. I hate playing against both those heroes. I think I'd still rather not play against Darkseer though. He can. Oh God, Vacuum is so good.
Yeah, he can be so annoying indeed. And actually, MiTH in the last game, they first picked their Morphling, but I guess if they want to go for a Naga Siren, they don't really want to go for Morphling anymore. And it is indeed the Naga Siren that they pick up. I'm curious to see if they're gonna be able to pick up the Enigma with that, or if AMPM wants to pick that up instead, because of course Naga Siren is a great hero regardless, but she's even better if you can get those combinations off with maybe a Ravage or a Black Hole or something like that.
Yeah, AMPM I think has to either pick up Tidehunter or Enigma here. Both of those pair extremely well with Naga, and you don't want both of those on the team playing against you when they have Naga. If you caught out at all, then you can pretty much count that team fight out. Like if you're grouped together, you're pretty done. And they pick up the Tidehunter.
Yep, together with the Leshrac. So pushing power and team fights. That is the word from AMPM. But I'm not trying to give MiTH enough time to farm up their Naga Siren. I mean, they can still pick up a carry, and they don't really have to worry all that much about in MiTH picking up both the Anti-Mage and the Morphling, so they'll be able to get one regardless if they want it. No rush with that one. Let's see if MiTH wants to go up for some team fight as well. Because of course the thing to note with the Tidehunter, if you're gonna have, if you're gonna be slapped by the song, and you can just spam your button for the Ravage to have that straight afterwards, straight after the song ends, and you can turn the entire team fight around. The only thing that can kind of stop that is either BKBs up for the other team in time before the song ends, or a black hole in the middle of all of that.
Yep. Something I'll say about Naga Siren in recent play is she's taken up sort of an interesting role, because traditionally you would think of her sort of as a hard carry, but lately a lot of the Eastern teams have been playing her as sort of a secondary carry. They get a Lincoln's, and then they mostly, honestly, use her for the song, and then you can win team fights extremely easily. So we'll see if MiTH decides to pick up another hard carry here in the second part of the draft. Morphling or Anti-Mage are both good options. I would expect AMPM to grab one of those heroes and probably ban out the other, maybe limit the options of MiTH a bit. And Enigma is going to be picked up here, so with Rora as well, they're going to have to be extremely careful in the mid-game. Fights can go extremely badly, extremely quick if you're grouped together pushing towers. That's why Naga's picked so often against pushing lineups. She's really good, because when you push a tower, you kind of have to group up, and a song can set up a really good black hole, so
yep.
We'll
all
see.
Those situations where you think, like, if only you were there, if only you had a blink dagger to get in the black hole. You don't have to think about it anymore. There will be a song, and so there is the black hole. No blink dagger needed upon the Enigma, and they indeed pick up the Morphling. So we might see an Anti-Mage banned out from AMPM, not having to deal with that. And yeah, I have to say though, I mean, still Enchantress also still in the pool. I do maybe think that MiTH is gonna ban that out just to make sure that only MiTH has one hero in the jungle, which will be the Enigma most likely. With no jungle hero, or at least no conventional jungle hero left over for AMPM. But we'll see if they're actually gonna do that. I mean, so far, again, Naga Siren in theory could solo lane the easy lane, Beastmaster could solo lane MiTH or the hard lane. The same thing goes for Enigma. So they are still very flexible regarding their laning, even though we can kind of expect Enigma in the jungle. So to ban out against MiTH is not really that easy to do. I mean, they can ban out the support, yeah, but there's plenty of supports to go around, so you can't really do that much with that. And maybe a solo mid hero, but then again, there's still a lot for that as well. What do you reckon AMPM wants to pick up that MiTH can ban out right now?
They have so many options. It depends how they want to. It depends what they think AMPM is going to do. If they AMPM could still very easily be pretty aggressive with this lineup, and just make room for Morphling to farm. On the other hand, they could play it very, very conservatively. MiTH thinks they're going to push, so they ban out the Enchantress. Like you said, that's also going to take away a very, very good jungling hero, so that's going to limit their options a bit. I don't know. For AMPM to push against this lineup is really hard, because it's really easy to get killed by Naga. I guess if you push fast enough, MiTH doesn't really have anything pre-6, so if you can get a couple towers before 6 and maybe get an advantage before that fight, you might be okay. I don't know. MiTH's lineup is pretty strong. I hate playing against Naga Enigma is super aggravating, because if you get caught even a little bit out of position, almost your entire team can die really, really fast. So
I'm gonna call Chaos Knight for AMPM on their lineup.
To ban? Oh,
no, to pick up. They want to pick it up.
Could be. I would not be too surprised. They're going to ban out AA. It's a strong support. I also wouldn't be shocked to see AMPM ban out a hard carry if they're last.
No. There could be. Yeah, we still expect them to ban out the Anti-Mage, right?
Yeah, that's I mean, that's what I think their last ban is going to be. But might not. Like I was saying before, they picked up one of the two, in my opinion, best hard carries. They'll probably ban out the other one, so MiTH can't pick it up.
Yeah. Oh, I said Chaos Knight for AMPM to pick up. I call MiTH Trust picking up the Queen of Pain.
Quap?
Yep.
Sounds reasonable. I'm down with that.
That is my estimate. My guesses. I hope I'm right. Being right is fun. But then again, AMPM, I mean, I say Chaos Knight because it would make a good combination with the Leshrac. And they could go for a good dual lane. Tidehunter could go for dual lane as well, even though they they don't really have a jungler anymore, so it probably will be dual lane. Though in theory, the 3 heroes that they picked up could also be a tri lane, in which case they just need 2 solo lanes. They can be versatile with their lineups as well.
Yeah, if they want to run that as a tri lane, Broodmother could be a pick for them. And then a strong mid lane. That's probably the thoughts behind banning Tinker. It's a really strong mid lineup that's really good at turtling.
What is the thought behind the Age Separation ban out though? Are they fearing that there will be...
It's a really strong counter push. The ultimate destroys destroys pushes because you can't heal under it. Good. I don't know. Their picks are It's weird. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna be interested to see if AMPM does go for that push lineup. It's definitely still an option for them.
Wow,
and they
there goes Undying.
What?
I guess
They're
it's
gonna.
a
They have
very
to push
good
then.
anti push, and there's the disruptor.
Oh my god!
I was
Talk
not
about wombo
expecting that one.
combo.
But Disruptor
Well-
Naga Siren is pretty successful.
Yeah, especially with Black Hole as well. Oh my god!
That's a
AMPM's
wombo
gonna have to
combo
play
right
so
there.
careful. Yeah, that's like as wombo combo as it gets without Darks here.
Yep.
I'm a little surprised they didn't ban out AM, but I guess
they're expecting Naga Siren to be the hard carry, and looking at this
Yeah.
lineup so far, they're probably right.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean,
It's
Disruptor is
little-
gonna be on the lane with the Naga Siren, Enigma in the jungle, Beastmaster, side lane or mid, and they just need a mid hero to finish it off.
yeah, they sort of showed their hand, I think, by banning that Undying though, because it shows them that they want to push really hard. That's like the only reason I could think of banning out Undying. Tombstone's really good against pushes, so is Decay.
Yeah.
Same with Ancient Apparition. So they're kind of tilting their hand pretty hard against a team which can take advantage of pushing teams. I don't know. This could go really badly for AMPM.
That might mean that we might see a Windrunner coming off from MiTH now, because that's a bit more of an anti-pusher than the Queen of Pain is, I guess. And it's the Sand
Yeah.
King for AMPM, so more teamfight, more AoE. And of course, I mean, okay, maybe not a Chaos Knight, but still Sand King on the Shrek is a pretty solid dual lane regardless.
Yeah.
Let's see the last
So they
pickup
need-
from MiTH.
Guess they need a mid lane, unless they mid Morphling. I like AMPM's lineup is super versatile. I'm a big fan of
10 seconds
the fact that you can't really guess their lanes extremely easily, and that's a bigger thing than you think, because if you can't guess their lanes, then it's possible they might have to do some lane switches, things like that, and a lane switch kills a lot of XP. It's a lot of time out of lane usually. Early game of TP also costs a large chunk of money, and you were right with your Queen of Pain.
team pick.
Queen of Pain indeed for MiTH, and it works out great. I mean, if you have a combo wombo, so you have an Enigma Black Hole, you have a Static Storm on top of that, maybe with a Kinetic Field to make sure they're stuck in there, you can just throw a Sonic Wave over the top, and that is just so much burst damage right there. Even if you don't have a Riptide, because maybe Naga Siren is just farming somewhere else.
Yeah, MPM is gonna have a hard time, but it's pretty easy for them to predict the lineup of MiTH, of like where they're gonna put people. So I imagine they're gonna do a decent job of shutting down Naga. They'll probably put the strong dual lane up against it.
Yeah, and what you said earlier is still true. I mean, MiTH Trust have there's the Windrunner indeed. MiTH Trust has heroes. I mean, Beastmaster has to have level 6, Enigma has to have level 6, Disruptor level 6, Queen of Pain level 6 to 8, depends on the build. They kind of really can't do that much in the lane itself until they are level 6, until Beastmaster starts roaming around. While for for AMPM, that is actually different, because as soon as I mean, the Shrek Sand King, if that's gonna be a dual lane, that's gonna be a very dangerous dual lane to be on, and Windrunner, of course. Well, they can just be a bit more aggressive in the lane itself, and of course Tidehunter is going to be there at level 6 also, and they have the Morphling security for later game as well. AMPM can be a bit more aggressive early on, I would think. Until they find a combo wombo ready for a MiTH Trust, in which case they have to be ready for it. They have to really keep track on those levels and see if they still have the advantage or not.
And I still don't know how AMPM's going to lane this, even after their beginning item builds. It's pretty clear that Leshrac and Tidehunter are going to be playing support. They're probably going to try lane. Maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe
It's
try lane with
hard
the
to tell. Yeah.
with the well, no, they're not gonna try lane. That would be awkward.
Yeah. They won't. I don't know.
But let's go over who's playing what. I'll go over MiTH first. We have Tha on the Beastmaster, already clearing out the trees on the top lane by the looks of it, and back to regain some mana, and already on his way back to the top lane again. We have Queen of Pain being played by Aba in the mid lane. We have R5 gonna be going into the jungle on his Enigma. Naga Siren played by Lakels, and Trinacop on the Disruptor on the bottom lane dual lane, and you know, we knew that. We knew exactly what they were planning. The only, yeah, well, never mind. We knew exactly what they were planning.
Yep, and for AMPM, it's going to be DMY playing the Windrunner, BLD playing Tidehunter, TTNA on the Leshrac, CL playing the Morphling, and DX on Sand King.
Yep, and letters all around.
Are they going to try on this? This is really bizarre. I thought maybe they're going to put Windrunner mid and put the dual lane in the bottom lane, but
who cares about bottom lane? Let's not just put let's just put nobody on the bottom lane. Let's just leave Naga Siren to free farm. Invisibility rune up on Trinacop, will already find that out as well. And indeed, a trial on the top lane, which will make Beastmaster's life quite difficult. There's a stun, but there's no edict just yet, so they can't continue going in on that one. But they do force him back, leaving Morphling to farm. I guess AMPM is just really banking on that Morphling for now. Thinking, you know what, Naga Siren will take too long to farm anyway. If we just make sure that the Morphling is having enough farm, we can take care of the Naga Siren no problem. I hope for their sake that they're right, but leaving one lane entirely open is not really conventional.
Yeah, I would imagine someone's going to shift down there eventually. I mean, I can't even. It looks like perhaps AMPM was going to try to get a level 1 kill, Burrow Strike on Sand King and Power Shot on Windrunner, but against Queen of Pain, it's not going to happen.
Nope. She can just blink away. Even one Burrow Strike. Maybe if you have a lucky Shackle, but Shackle's going to be too slow. Windrunner not there, and Queen of Pain will be fine. And not to forget, she is getting extra experience being on a 2-for-1 lane, and she is actually almost level 3 already, with the other two just level 2. So very much in favor for Queen of Pain, as long as she doesn't die. Of course, that is something that is needed. Well, as long as she doesn't die, she is in favor of the lane, regardless how many last hits she gets.
This is cute. Do you see what DMY is doing? It's pulling creeps around.
Yeah. Very annoying.
That was adorable.
But it will give Queen of Pain some farm. So, I mean, you can shut off her farm, but the tower will actually help her farming up those creeps. Well, she can't get the last hits for that one, I guess. She gets 2 out of 3 though.
And now Windrunner's finally going over to that bottom lane. Only level 2 up against sort of dual lane.
But is she really?
Naga's already 3. I don't know, what are they doing? I don't understand at all what they're doing. In the top lane, it makes no sense. The Leshrac is just sitting there, soaking XP, like, Morphling's free farming, I understand that.
Yep.
15 CS for him, but this bottom lane is gonna get huge. Naga has 20 last hits at 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
And there's a reason that Naga Siren gets banned out a lot. We actually have a smoke up, by the way, so it looks like AMPM wants to go for that first blood mid lane. Or maybe Beastmaster from the side. Yeah, okay, that's the case. Beastmaster, who's already been stacking up the Ancients, so will get his levels and experience back, even though he doesn't get that much now, and he will probably give first blood now as well. With Edict and Stun there, and Gush and Anchor Smash, and you are not gonna go anywhere, Beastmaster. Edict there, Stun there, and that is a... Oh, it's a first blood, but it's not a first blood on the Beastmaster, still goes down. It's the first blood on the Queen of Pain. Burrow Strike, Power Shot, and Queen of Pain goes down in the mid lane.
How did she die? I can't believe she died. I wish I had seen that.
Limbs back. Oh, Sand King, Burrow Strike out of there. Lucky. Kinetic Field not stopping him in time. But yeah, Queen of Pain, in theory, she should not be able to die. She should be able to blink.
Yeah, I don't know. That's something weird. And finally we see Tidehunter warding the Ancients, and it's going to help a lot. I mean, these aren't that stacked, and that's actually a huge camp for Beastmaster to try to take down. He can die extremely easily if he's not careful enough, so that's going to be good for them. And now a lot of damage actually being taken by this Disruptor.
Yep, he's gonna Kinetic Field, maybe able to stay alive, but Burrow Strike is there, and that's a kill for the Sand King.
Radiant's top tower is under
Easy
attack.
kill. In the meantime, tier 1 tower on the top lane got pressured slightly, not as much as you might expect with the Leshrac there, but his Edict is only level 1, so not too surprising, I guess. And with Morphling level 5, let's see how Morphling is shaping up against his Naga Siren. Naga Siren also level 5. But Naga Siren slightly more free farm. Oh, and Tangle there, or Ensnare, Story, Kinetic Field, Windrunner in a lot of trouble. Malefice there as well, she can't get away just yet. Windrunner's already on cooldown, one more right click needed, and Naga Siren free farming and getting a kill on the bottom lane.
And to be honest, I don't know what they expected to happen. That Windrunner was such a low level compared to everyone else in that lane. Yeah. Not even 5 yet, like, of course you're gonna die. I don't know. It's bizarre play by AMPM. It's really fortunate for them that they've been able to convert for a couple of kills. Probably that one in the mid lane, one that they should not really have gotten.
Did you see that?
No.
TP back in for Windrunner on the bottom lane, and she lives back to base.
That's so. Oh my god.
I love
that's
the
like the most annoying thing in the world.
But it's very annoying. It's like
super good too.
Gold. God.
At level 4, 1600 or 1800 radius.
Yep.
Basically, like if it's anywhere close to you, you can just send them back. It's super good for team fights. In the international, we saw it be pretty effective against Navi, and we'll see if it can be effective this game too. AMPM, they've got to get moving. I think. I don't know. If they don't start pushing towers pretty aggressively soon, they're basically going to be relying on this morph lane completely, because they're not really going to be able to team fight at all.
Nope. Tidehunter still level 4. Sand King is the only one who's getting some levels. He's level 6 now, so we might see him wanting to use his epicenter soon. And he is waiting for the 6-minute rune. See if he gets lucky. He does get lucky. I mean, the tier 1 tower on the top lane did go down, so they get some extra gold there. I'm not sure if it works up against how that works up against the Naga Siren free farm, though. I'm still quite surprised that they're actually letting that happen with Windrunner now. She can't do anything, so I know that she right now can't do anything anymore, but that start of the Naga Siren just, I don't know. It's awkward.
She also started with Poor Man's Shield. So Windrunner would not have been able to do that much harass or anything like that, and Morphling just got a kill on Beastmaster.
Yep, with Leshrek's stun hitting there, Gush hitting as well, and Beastmaster on the wrong side of his tower, to be fair. Knowing that he was up against Tri versus himself, not really ideal. Sand King, when are we gonna? There's the regen rune. We might see epicenter quite soon. There's the burrow strike. There's the shackle. Where's the epicenter?
Nice
Power
shackle.
shot's not even needed. Never mind. That's a quick kill. Sand King finishing that up. Power shot helping out level 3, and it's 4 heroes from AMPM in this middle lane. And I have to say, I saw AMPM yesterday, and they were like, it was a 15-minute game. It was a really short game. And even though I kind of disagree with their decision to have the Naga Siren free farm, they are doing quite well. I mean, they're getting kills, they're getting towers, they're keeping the pressure on the 2 lanes that they are involved in. It's just that they leave 1 lane open to do it. But so far, I mean, they're at least the top lane and mid lane are definitely won by them.
Yeah, absolutely. And then bottom lane, they're not even,
they're
not even trying.
Yeah, they're gonna lose a tier 1 tower as well. Let's see if Naga Siren gets lucky with the last hit. Nope, it is their siege group that gets that one.
And we'll see if she.
Sorry.
Yeah, we'll see if she disassembles this Poor Man's Shield and gets a Vanguard. Other option, which has been pretty popular, is getting a Linken's on Naga.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's got options. It depends. Again, it depends how they want to play her.
The Naga Siren. I mean, not just the Linken's, but maybe because she has so much free farm, she maybe just wants to get a Radiance to farm even faster. I mean, she has the farm to do that, to be fair. If she's not getting stopped, then, you know, what's gonna stop her from doing that? Queen of Pain, blink away just right in time. Still gets Burrow Strike, though. Is there gonna be a Gush? There's gonna be a stun, there's gonna be Edict. No Gush even needed. It was already used anyway. But Edict, stun, and that's Queen of Pain down again. That was the 3rd time she went down.
Yeah, and it was extremely irresponsible of Queen of Pain to get her ultimate at 6. For a couple of reasons. Another level in Blink decreases the cooldown by a couple seconds. Also, getting your ultimate at 6, unless you're in a position to kill someone like right then, is usually not the best choice, just because it costs a truckload of mana, and it doesn't do much more damage than level 4 Scream. So there's almost no reason to get it at 6. Usually you'll see Queen of Pains getting it somewhere around like 9 or 10, and then they'll also obviously get it at 11. But a level in Blink there, I don't know. With how much she's been dying, I think she should be leveling Blink over her ultimate for sure.
Definitely indeed. And Beastmaster is now level 6 as well, so you might see him going for some kills as soon as he got mana. I don't think he noticed yet that there is a ward actually there to stop the creep camp, the ancient camp from spawning, but quite surprising at that
That's for now.
being counted. Glimpse on the Sand King kinetic field just out of range though, and
Wow,
nice
sick
drop
dodge.
from the snare. Nice dodge from that, I mean. Static Storm, not gonna help anything. There's the song. Is there gonna be
oh
black
God.
hole? There is gonna be black hole.
Absolutely.
Hits on 2. It's gonna hit on 2. There we go. Kinetic field spell.
Oh
Sonic
my
wave.
God.
Combo wombo. But Ravage instead. Wow, there goes the Enigma. He goes down. Tidehunter is still very low, but he doesn't care. Morphling over the top, killing off the Naga Cyrus. Queen of Pain blinking away will be enough. It looks like it is. Tidehunter still dies, but that is a good fight coming off from AMPM. I mean, if you're gonna get wombo comboed anyway, you might as well take 2 with you, and you do get 2, including the Naga Siren. First time she leaves her lane and she gets killed off, and Morphling, he leaves his lane, but he actually gets the kill.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yep, and Ravage is a good way to deal with that. It's unfortunate that that silence was not a little bit later by Disruptor. That's what he was trying to do. You want to use his ultimate to cover that tide so he can't use that Ravage, but he used it way too early.
As soon as the
And
black
as a
hole is
result,
over, there's
that's what
the
happens.
Ravage.
Yeah. Still a pretty big advantage for AMPM even after that fight. That fight should have gone better for MiTH, in all fairness to them.
They used all ultimates apart from the Roar.
Yep.
But Beastmaster wasn't even there, so he couldn't. But they
And
used the Static Storm, Black Hole, Sonic Wave, and the Song of the Siren. And they only got 2 kills and paid for that with the life of the Naga Siren.
Yep, and it looks like she's going to be going that Linken's build. She has her Perseverance, and it has a lot of really nice benefits. Obviously, the regeneration is something she really benefits from. Her mana pool is not that big. Riptide costs a lot of mana. Song costs a lot of mana at early levels. Perseverance is a nice way to
Radiant's bottom
supplement
tower is
your
under
mana
attack.
pool. And
Yep.
we'll see.
We'll see,
We'll see what she builds after. Her choice after sort of becomes more like damage at that point. She can get like a diffusal blade or something like that, or a lot of players will even get a heart after that as well. So that way, when those big fights happen, you don't die, like ever. There's almost impossible for you to die.
Yeah, I guess it will mostly depend on how far Morphling is ahead then, or if he is ahead at all. Even though right now, he is slightly behind on last hits, but only 3 last hits behind. And he has got 2 kills, of course, up his sleeve, with Naga Siren just having 1 and died 1. So it will depend on how Morphling is doing, regardless, or yeah, the build of Naga Siren will depend on how Morphling is doing, I guess. MiTH Sheever tower on the bottom lane kept standing with the push from AMPM not being there, or not being hard enough there, with only the Tidehunter there as well as the Windrunner. We actually stick on this bottom lane for now. Disruptor being close by as well, making sure that Naga Siren doesn't get interrupted in her farm. And I'm not sure what Beastmaster was actually doing, but he is very low on HP.
Uh-oh.
And he's backing off. Oh, top
Oh,
lane.
he had a Ravage. That's
There's
not
a nice
good.
shackle. Ravage being used as well. There's the silence. But is it gonna be enough? It looks like it might be. Gush still landing on the Naga Siren. No one's there just yet for another 2 seconds. Kinetic field. Nice kinetic field. Nice song as well. 4 heroes there. Why aren't you running, Lakels? Why aren't you
Waiting
running?
for a black hole.
Black hole 7.
Oh my God! He had
Nice
such an
shackle,
opportunity
there's the stun, there's the partial, Enigma bursts like an Enigma dies to the Windrunner. Kinetic field roar off of the Sand King, who gets in a snare as well, but Lakel is caught out of position. Beastmaster still kills off the Lashrek as Sand King goes down to the Disruptor. And I'm just following this to Naga Siren, who tries to get a kill. Oh, nice. Riptide killing off the Tidehunter. That actually worked out fine. Windrunner still dying as well to the Beastmaster. I can't believe that turned out so good without the black hole even being used.
I don't understand why AMPM didn't just cut their losses and let that guy die. There's no reason to use that Ravage. You almost are forced into a position against this lineup to keep your Ravage until that team fight. It's pretty much the only way to initiate against it. That being said, Naga did have to use Sleep. Probably didn't actually have to, but I'll set up a nice team fight for them. The kinetic field, I think, caught Tidehunter, so she would have lived, but the Sleep definitely secured them. But that fight, man,
4 for 1.
that's twice in a row that I feel like MiTH has caught. Well, actually, the last time they did not catch a good break, so both teams catching good breaks, I think, in the last fights.
Yeah, this
So we'll
fight
see.
definitely in favor of MiTH, previous fight in favor of AMPM, I would guess.
But
Bottles being swapped around here.
I think AMPM should have just cut their losses and let that, I think it was Sandking, just die. There's no reason to use that Ravage.
Nope. And now, I mean, they only use a song for that, so there's the Roar is back up again, there is a Sonic Wave, there is a Black Hole, Static Storm is back up again as well. So they could try to go for it again. In the meantime, Morphling being locked in place, being silenced, will he drop it? Yes, he will. Queen of Pain picking up the last hit. He was not fast enough with Morphling into Strength. I do think that he could have done that maybe slightly after he was out from under the kinetic field, but nice combination of the kinetic field and the Static Storm, making sure he could not get away.
And now we see the Enigma here building a BKB, and this is going to be a huge item if he can get that up pretty quickly, because obviously there's no abilities on AMPM's team that goes through that BKB. So even if they mess up their combo a little bit and Tidehunter gets the Ravage off, they're probably still all going to die. So if he can get that off, if he can get that BKB up pretty soon, it's going to be a big item for them. We'll see.
Definitely, and Beastmaster's actually building towards a mechanism. Normally you don't see him do that, maybe going for a pipe, yeah, but mechanism usually for someone else, for the Enigma in this case. But Enigma is, like you said, going for that BKB, so having that priority, which made Beastmaster the only one really able to go for the mechanism still, and they do need that. They need that to stay alive to the Ravage and the Sand King's ultimate, otherwise, you know, they die. So mechanism is completed now, and it looks like they're grouping up. Maybe they're smoking up. Yes, they are. Gonna look for a kill. They're not gonna find anything on the bottom lane though. Maybe they're gonna use the Naga Siren as bait. Naga Siren, who has got her Linkosphere complete. I think no, it's just her ultimate orb. No recipe just yet.
There's also a pretty large XP advantage for MiTH. It's a result of their lanes. It's almost over 5,000. Gold advantage, slightly in their lead.
Roar up on the Windrunner, Axis will fly, kinetic field there as well. There's Static Storm, Riptide, Song, Mechanism. I'm not sure why the song was a bit too early, but maybe there's gonna be a good Black Hole, catches 3, Sonic Wave hits all 3, there's the speed, Windrunner drop, Ravage being used, Stop on the track, still Enzo and an Epicenter, and then it's Ascending getting a double kill, and Burrow strikes, Disruptor getting the kill up on the track. 3 dead for 2 in favor of AMPM. What a good fight for them, as Queen of Pain is still in the midst of all those links away from this Morphling right here. Should be fine, but wow. That fight.
That Sandking, man. That he was a game changer right there. He had a Blink Dagger. I don't think they knew that.
I don't think they knew that either. Just Blink surprise Epicenter. Double kill for him.
Yeah, that went almost perfectly for MiTH. They could have used the silence, I guess, on top of the combo to maybe kill off Tidehunter, but the way they used it, I think, was still fine. They took out one of the only abilities that can stop the Black Hole with Shackle Shot, and they still got owned. Like, that went really bad for them, considering they had a perfect initiation, perfect combo. They caught 3 heroes in the hole, and they still lost 3 heroes.
Yep.
That mech's really important. A mech would. He didn't have that in that fight, did he?
He did.
I don't think he
He
did? Did he use it?
Yes, it was used right before, I think. Oh, Naga Siren not getting shackled here, he's got to stay alive. And Snare upon the track, here comes the TPs in. Do they want to go for this? No. Outnumbered.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. But yeah, he did use his mechanism in that fight. I think right after the Windrunner got roared.
Man, I can't believe they died that fast in that fight.
Yep. Epicenter.
That was... Whew. I mean, well, BKBs are going to help with that, but... Enigma's still a ways off.
Is there going to be a burst strike up on this Naga Siren? It's the kinetic field and the silence and the ensnare. They want to go. Sand King drops. There he goes. Queen of Pain getting the last hit there. How did Disruptor getting the last hit? I was going to say, how does Queen of Pain get there? She's not even close. But it was Queen of Pain that picked up an invisibility rune. That is why I was confused. Oh, Song. They catch that only one so far, though. Oh, no. There goes the Tidehunter as well. But it's going to be the Leshrac that will be the one that gets picked up. Naga Siren picking up the last hit. And that's just what you can do. The cooldown of the Song is not that big. Whoa, Radiant's Courier has been killed. The Morphling? Yeah, I see it. There was the Courier.
Oh.
What was it doing there?
I don't know. Maybe bringing an item to Queen of Pain?
Maybe.
who is also going for a BKB, I think.
Would be good. I mean, they have to withstand something from the team fight, and BKBs do that. It's like the best counter you can have versus a Ravage, and an Epicenter as well.
I don't know if MiTH should fight again until they have at least one. That last fight went so bad, and that's just going to happen again. I mean, Sand King's not going to get caught in this combo, I don't think, unless he does something completely irresponsible.
Yeah, he will always be able to blink burst like Epicenter.
Yeah. That's a huge amount of damage that they can't really deal with.
Yeah. Nagasaira's Lincoln Sphere is complete.
Oh,
the one of Morphling is not complete yet, so she's slightly faster than him with that. But of course, Morphling also got the Ring of Aquila, while the Nagasaira just got the Ring of Bacillus. So slight difference there.
Yep, he's pretty close anyway.
Yep. Oh, do you want to go on this? Just a Riptide.
Song's back up in 24 seconds. Black Hole's ready to go. I guess they are going to try to fight again. They're going to have to catch the Sand King out. Because I don't think they can deal with Ravage and Epicenter still. So we'll see if they can catch them.
Ooh,
they're playing with fire right now,
there.
man.
Wow. If that Burst Strike would have hit, they might be able to do it like Glimpse and Blink Awaken, and still not doing anything there. Then Snare. So Tidons are looking for Ravage, is not going to find it though. There goes the Song. They want to go for this. Nova will still be pulsing though. Is there going to be a Black Hole for all of them? Catches 3, yes it does, but where's the Sand King? Who cares about the Sand King? Never mind, now the catches 3. Catches 2 for herself, and 1 goes down on the side. And then Morphling that gets locked in place with the Ensnare with the kinetic field. He can't get out, will be enough. No, he moves into his replicate. Still being chased down though. It's gonna be reforming up the hill. It's getting Galeem's back though. It's gonna try to take out. It will not be in time. It will be picked up by the Beastmaster 4 for 1. And where was the Sand King in all of that?
He used his Epicenter and it got stopped.
Oh, I didn't see that. Who stopped it?
I have no idea. But at the beginning of that fight, I looked over. It might have been the Song. He might have. If it was the Song, then that's completely his fault. There was no reason to start that until they saw them moving on someone else.
Yep.
But I looked over and I was like, oh, he doesn't have enough mana, and then I saw that he actually used it. So that is, I mean, if they can do that again, then they're gonna be fine in those fights every time. But as long as they don't have to deal with both Ravage and Epicenter, they'll win that fight every single time until once they get those BKBs, they'll probably keep winning them, but it's going to be still a while for those.
Yeah, and the team fight made sure they got some extra gold from that as well. Almost 3k in favor, but the experience graph, that is the one that we see spiking up. I mean, the last 2 team fights have been in favor of MiTH. They have been able to take down 4 heroes at a time, and that is just spiking up over 10k in favor on the experience graph right now, and that is probably the most important thing right now.
Dire's top tower is
apart from Morphling farming against the Naga Siren, but that's still going fairly even. Net worth, it's only still like 600 gold difference.
Yeah, and if they can keep it on par, they'll do fine. I mean, Morphling is good, but with how they're losing team fights and the XP advantage they have, he's not that good.
Yeah, they can shut him down fairly well. I mean, the silence is there, the kinetic field is there. There is a black hole, there is a roar. They can definitely do a lot to stop him, and of course Ensnare. And I mean, you earlier talked about that there's nothing that the Dire can do against the BKB that will be up for the Enigma. But on the Dire side, if they build BKBs, there's gonna be a roar that goes through that. There's gonna be an Ensnare that goes through that. There's gonna be a black hole that goes through that. And Lincoln's is the only thing that of course the Morphling now has that can go through it, but still there's 3 abilities, only 2 get stopped by Lincoln's, and you can only stop one of the 2.
Yep. I think MiTH has this game pretty locked. They by no means have won it, but they've done a really good job in this early part of the game. They only blew that one fight because they didn't catch Sand King, and that's going to happen, but if they win every fight after this, obviously they're going to win the game. And we have a pipe almost done on the Beastmaster. That's going to be a huge help. And at that point, they can pretty much engage whenever they want. If they pipe and mech, essentially they're taking out one of those heroes' damages, so they're going to live through the fight without a problem. And what's Naga's next item? Probably, it looks like she's going to go for that heart build, Lincoln's heart.
Double damage.
I don't... It's really good when you're concentrating on team fights like this, because it makes sure she's going to live through, so you can keep pushing afterwards. It's pretty good. It seems a little counterintuitive because she's your hard carry. You want her to get damage, but she doesn't really need to. Eventually, after the heart, she'll probably get a defusal, but It's a long way off.
I was gonna say, quite surprised that there's not that many people from MiTH on this bottom lane, top lane yet, where the pressure was coming. But then I saw everybody of MiTH moving towards the top lane, but they're gonna be too late. Everybody of AMPM is already backing off, because right now MiTH has all their abilities up once more. And they smoked up actually.
Yep.
They smoked up, looking for a kill, looking for a song. Are they gonna find someone? They're gonna find the Sand King. There's the blink in. There's the invisibility. Will there be an snare? No, blink away is faster. If they continued going there, they would have found more, but they're not continuing. They're just gonna be in the middle, maybe trying to go for a Roshan, which is up again. I say again, but I don't think it's been down yet.
The thing which is so frustrating against playing against this lineup is you can't even defend your towers in like the normal way, because if you form up behind it, they'll just song, move up, and kill you. So fighting at Roshan also not a great option for them. I hope they don't try to do this.
Well, Power Shot will scout them out. They know that they're there. They have the Ravage. Maybe they think they're confident, but then again, like you said, I mean, Song, Black Hole, everything is up for MiTH. And they have the pipe completed. They have the BKB completed. More BKBs. Queen of Pain has a BKB as well, by the way, completed. And there's the Song. Only catches 2 though. Or no, never mind, catches all 5, but there's not going to be a 5-man Black Hole. There's the BKB, gonna be 2-man Black Hole, catching the Sand King as well, and that is 2 down already. In the meantime, the Statics will make sure that there was no Ravage just yet. Is there still going to be a Ravage? Nope, yeah, well there it is, but it still goes on. Queen of Pain, double kill, and he can Burrow Strike, gets some kills, 3 for 3 right now, as Sand King got a Morphling got a double kill, actually killing off Enigma as the last one, but he is lucky placed by the snare right now. He's gonna be replicating, Morphling is replicate, was still locked in the snare though, but it can still morph into strength, so will be fine. Disruptor might not be so fine. With the blink, with the Burrow Strike, and it's gonna be Nagasaki, last one alive for MiTH. Is she gonna be able to get away? It looks like she might be. There's still gonna be a blink and maybe a weak form. Blink Burrow Strike could happen right now. I guess it's a bit too far away. It might still be a Burrow Strike. Nope, not gonna try. It started out good, and this Sand King actually buy back. I think he did. Yeah, he bought back and got back there so fast with the TP near the tower.
Yep, and that was a smart move. Very smart move, because if he hadn't have bought back, they were done. Like, that fight was completely over. At the end, he was able to save it for them.
Yeah, that Burrow Strike epicenter definitely made the change for that fight, for sure. And made sure that MiTH lost 4 heroes there.
Yeah, and you can see it... Sorry, go ahead.
Well, it was a good fight. I mean, they killed off the Shrek and the Sand King, knowing that those 2 would be the worst to still have up. And the Ravage was used right before Tidal died, but he still died.
Yep.
But it's just a buyback. It really worked.
Yeah, exactly. You said exactly what I was going to say anyway. So they went way out of their way to move all the way up and make sure they killed the Sand King, who's the primary damage dealer. But he bought back and got the couple kills off anyway. So a smart play by him. A good move. Definitely worth the buyback. But at this point, this Naga has a ridiculous amount of gold, 4,000. Heart's going to be on the way soon if she chooses to go that route, and if she does, she's going to be pretty unkillable in these fights. I mean, she didn't even die in that one, so...
Yeah, and I said earlier that how BKBs would not be really that effective on the Dire side, but if Morphling is actually going to go for BKB, it's not often that you see a hero going for and BKB and Lincoln Sphere, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure if that's the right choice to go for, but then again, he'll get some extra strength that he can morph into agility, so it's not bad by any means. It's just, it's not really usual.
Definitely bizarre, especially in Morphling. I guess it's like they're kind of forced into it again, just like the last game we saw. They're forced into getting the BKB on Morphling, which is not ideal at all. You need him to be your damage dealer, but if he just dies every fight instantly, then it doesn't matter anyway, so... You need to get him to live through those fights first before you worry about him doing damage.
Yeah. And Sand King actually, he bought back and still had enough mana to buy, gold to buy off a Mystic Star. Pretty fair.
Yeah, he had a lot of money. He got a lot of money from that fight too.
Yep. And smoke up for AMPM. They're on their way towards the top lane. It's gonna be Queen of Pain. It's gonna be the target. The real Queen of Pain already see them being there though. He blinks out and he goes away. Nice.
Even circled the mini-map.
Even though they were smoked up, but the Shackle I believe was there, so yeah, that's kinda giving it away. thought I heard a shackle at least.
Yep, they did. They checked. And Song and Black Hole are up, and Epicenter is also up, but BKBs now. Those were in the last fight as well, but hopefully they'll know now to wait and use them on the Sand King ult, not the Ravage. Ravage is not. I mean, Ravage really isn't the game ender for them. It's if that Sand King gets his ult off, then
no. With the pipe, with the mechanism, Ravage is not that big of a deal anymore. Right now, their only comfort is that Sand King already bought back, so he can't he can't do it again. He probably doesn't have the gold for it, or at least they know that he doesn't have the gold for it right now. So
he's
that
close.
is a small comfort. He is pretty close indeed. Actually, no, he just bought something. Wait, no, I just clicked a different hero.
Yeah, he's 145 gold and 40 seconds away from being able to buy back, and we see him hiding.
Yeah. Then he knows that every hero is missing from the map, but they actually smoked up. They're gonna try to find someone. They're not gonna find anybody here in this jungle.
They should just fight under the tower, or I mean, if they can kill Sand King, then they're gonna have a free fight.
Yep.
If this Sand King dies, that's really bad.
They don't know where the Sand King is though, and he's not showing himself. He's just sticking there. I wonder how long he's gonna sit there. Oh, he's gonna TP out.
He's out. A little surprised MiTH didn't choose to try to fight under that tower.
Yep, and Radiance completed for the Mega Siren, so no heart going for that damage item. And I do like this. I mean, they can be a lot more aggressive with that.
Yeah, but it's pretty late though. I mean, it's 30 minutes. I guess it's still okay, but
it will still allow her to farm faster than the Morphling, which is an important thing to note. I mean, it's scary versus scary.
that's true.
And I only just noticed there's still a tier 1 tower standing. It will go down though, but still.
I mean, I guess if she didn't die in the last fight, she figures she didn't really need to get to the heart, so opts for the damage instead. They do need that damage. We saw how close they were to wiping that team in the last fight, and having a Radiance just sitting there during the duration of a team fight is really annoying, even at 30 minutes.
Yeah. That is just, it's just a small amount of damage, but it's continuous, and it's like you said, it's annoying, and it will continue to be there. It's just something you have to deal with. And with your illusions as well, I mean, Radiance over on that as well, you can just chase down heroes that are very low on HP, being forcing them out of the fight. While normally low life heroes would maybe stick around to throw down an extra ability or something. That's not possible anymore. Morphling's BKB was also complete. We have Leshrek not really getting that much on his items, but then again, he is playing hard support. Tidehunter is building towards the pipe, not going all too fast with that, but no, he has been dying there, and Windhorn, of course, her normal weapon is a 4-staff build.
And AMPM is pretty afraid right now of getting team fight. They just put down a sentry ward, just in case someone tries to smoke up there, and MiTH is actually going the complete opposite direction.
Yep.
They're gonna push for a tier 2 with this next fight, but depends which lane they want to do it in, I guess. They're probably gonna push out someone's gonna go push out that tower, and then we'll deal with the next fight.
I guess MiTH is not too confident about taking a team fight either. I mean, they just lost a team fight, so they're gonna make sure that when they do get a team fight, they're gonna be the ones to get the better of that, and they're gonna be the ones to stage it. Well, if they just start pushing, they might be taken by surprise, and they don't want that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it was sort of a freak accident that they lost the last fight.
Yeah. Just
because of the buyback, but at the same time, we see the Sand King stockpiling the gold just in case he has to do it again.
Yep, just in case he has to buy back. He's the only one that has buyback right now of the teams.
And the XP lead is sort of leveled off, which is a testament to how well AMPM is playing in the last fight.
Yep.
If they can keep it level, it becomes even more insignificant. Still a big deal right now, still over 10k. Gold graph at 7500 as well.
And Snare on the Windrunner, they wanted to go for it. They get the tier 2 tower for free though.
Middle tower has fallen.
4-staff saved the Windrunner there.
Top tower
Still see them waiting for an opportunity to throw down a song, but look at the positioning of AMPM, just being so careful. I mean, they're being so far back from most of them. Of course, Sand King can be that far back because he's only needed to blink burst like Epicenter. Well, in the meantime, tier 3 tower getting slightly pressured, with Morphling being there.
As long as the Sand King stays away from this Tidehunter, then AMPM's doing what they want. But if they ever get close together, then not playing intelligently. We see that Naga is trying to get some vision up there to see if they are next to each other. So they would have gone in on that.
Tier 3 tower is just slowly dropping, and they
on
can't do anything against it. Oh, this was almost a good possibility for a black for a song. They didn't go for it. In the meantime, though, tier 3 tower bottom lane, top lane, still being pressured by the Morphling. They need to TP back. No, well, there's a TP.
He's just gonna leave. It's Naga.
In the meantime, smoke up for AMPM. I do think they're gonna go for Roshan right now. They're being left alone for a second, make sure that they take advantage of that, and they know that they can't fight. Can't fight Mistrust, but they can take Roshan. And they will take Roshan.
Yeah, if MiTH figures out that they're doing this,
It's gonna be too late.
it could be really bad, but they're killing it really fast. Beastmaster Illusion is gonna see it, but they know it's happening now, but it's just a matter if Naga can get over there fast enough. Naga is extremely far away.
Yeah, there she comes.
Siren's a really good way to deal with someone rushing though. It's gonna be really close.
It's gonna be really close. She might be able to do it, to be fair. There's the
Oh
song.
my god.
And Roshan on 83 HP. It drops. Queen of Pain picks up the Aegis. BKBs
Wow,
all
and they
around.
get the kill.
Black Hole, Kinetic Form. Sonic Wave. Ravage still being used, but is it enough? The BKBs were still on. Epicenter in the midst of all of that, but like we said, BKB is on. Sand King drops BKB on Morphling as well. Tries to get a kill. Aegis will drop to Queen of Pain. Back up again. Morphling, oh sorry. Enigma already dead, but he already did his black hole, so it doesn't matter. And there goes the Morphling, he drops. Tidehunter drops. Glim's back on the Windrunner, who gets an ensnare, force stabs herself to the high ground. Will be now tries to TP out and will be able to be saved. It was very close.
Radiant's bottom tower is
But
under
what
attack.
a great
fight.
play, and oh, that song, it was just right in time.
Yeah. Like, if that was a second later, they were able to get the Roshan kill and the Aegis and kill 3 of them and only have 1 person die.
Yeah.
That was a perfect fight for them. Heart now finished for Naga Siren. We're going to see MiTH now push into the tier 3, and they're going to be able to take this Rax pretty much without a problem, I think.
There's no Ravage, there's no Epicenter, there's nothing they have to be afraid of. And
Radiant's bottom
I mean, it's only 1 minute cooldown on the song, it's already there again, so
Oh
there
my
we have
God.
it again already. Is there gonna be any
She's just
follow-up,
like,
or is
"Sup?"
it just threatening? It's just threatening. Nice shackle. It's gonna be enough, I don't think so. Power shot will still do some damage, but the barracks will still drop indeed.
Dire's middle
There it
barracks
goes.
are under attack.
They go for the range barracks also, because they can't do that. The only upside is that there's still tier 2 towers standing on the other 2 lanes, so they can't go for any other barracks. He's doing his
There's
job.
like
The
this.
Link's back on the Sand King. Nice. Kinetic field on the Tidehunter. Gets locked in place, but it's just a retreat for Mistrust. They don't want to do. They don't want to do this. They don't want to fight this.
Yeah, no reason to. I got the Rax.
Exactly.
Time to go home.
Time to go home for Queen of Pain. That goes time to go for the tier 2 tower on the top lane. So next time they go there, they have something to kill off. And she has a ward there, so she sees everybody coming and she blinks away instantly. And now is the counter ward only. So, but it's too late.
There's
to
a
say
Scotty
this.
coming up for Morphling.
Nice. They need that. They need that damage.
Yeah. It makes sense, because if you look at this point, an Ethereal Blade wouldn't do anything really. Like, she'd be able to kill Disruptor, and that's about it. Like, everyone else wouldn't really care about it. So, I think it's the right choice. The slow is also going to be a little bit helpful. But we'll see. I mean, this Naga now is pretty much untouchable.
Yeah.
Lincoln's, Heart, Radiance, Ultimate
And
Orb,
Diamond
Song
Shots
every
is
60
under
seconds.
attack.
He's gonna go
Jesus.
for Manta style probably. More illusions.
Yep.
And Scythe of Vice completed on the Queen of Pain, so if they do have Morphling out of his BKB, they will be able to put him into a sheep and just try to kill him off that way. He almost
Now the
has
huge,
Scotty though.
huge gold lead. Huge gold lead for MiTH, 12k. Also see an unbelievably large XP advantage for them, nearing 20,000.
Yeah.
And MiTH is looking unstoppable right now. They've had some perfect execution. And AMPM, again, second game in a row. They've also had extremely good execution, but they're playing against a really hard lineup, and sometimes it's not even enough. I mean, they turned around 2 fights when they had perfect initiations against them, so gotta give them some credit. It's just super hard to play against this lineup.
Yep. It is Tidehunter. I mean, when was it that I said that Tidehunter was building towards the pipe? It was a while ago, right? Because he
Yeah,
is
still
still
no
not having
pipe.
complete. He is missing
Yeah.
the recipe still. It's almost
He's
there.
died
the
5
300 gold,
times.
It is it's quite painful to see indeed.
That's not even going to help that much, though. I mean, it's going to negate some of the damage, I guess, if he even gets it off. The thing is A, he might not get it off. B, by the time he gets it off, it might be too late. And C, like, the spell damage is not really the problem. Just the fact that they can't do anything for, like, 6 or 7 seconds between Kinetic Field, Black Hole, all of those things. And now we see MiTH pressuring the top lane. They're trying to force a fight right now. If they can get that fight to happen, they're going to win easily and take another Rax. So we see, I think, the correct response out of AMPM, just counter-push yourself and hopefully force them to come back. But I don't think MiTH's stopping for anything.
No, they know they have the advantage and they're going to make good use of it. They're going to go for this tier 3 tower and barracks if they get a chance. There is still a Ravage up again. There is the epicenter as well. So we'll see how this team fight will go. And in the meantime, Morphling is still farming on the bottom lane and is pushing. Is going to push the tower and has a replicate up on the way to base again. So we'll be there just in case it's needed. And Mantis Tower indeed completed up on the Naga Siren. And they're just going to go for it. Look at those illusions. Illusion army, all with the aura from wow, Queen of Pain picking up the Sand King in the meantime on the bottom lane. The middle lane, I should say. That is a big loss for AMPM.
Yeah,
what was he doing there?
Deal.
Wrong on the roar on the Windrunner. Windrunner Ravage being used. Mechanism will help keep Windrunner alive. Nice stun. Shackle latches Naga Siren to a creep, but will it be enough Force Staff? Offensive Force Staff. Make sure that Windrunner goes buys back those Sand King. Also brought back Sleep being used. They want to go with Black Hole. Catches 2. Who cares about BKB? Look at that damage. I mean, epicenter in the midst of all of that does do a lot of damage, does kill off the Enigma, but still, Tidehunter drops, Sand King drops again, doesn't have buyback, Gem drops on the floor in the meantime, we have Disruptor on his way out, Naga Siren drops and all of that, Windrunner will be glimpsed back, but it's not enough, at least they defend their barracks, which is quite impressive if I may say so. But still, Sand King dying twice.
Disastrous. How did that happen?
Sand King,
I don't understand. Sand King, yeah, back again, Jesus. These buybacks are just saving them.
These buybacks are definitely saving them. Even though, I mean, the buybacks are still up on the Radiant side, they're not getting forced to use them. But that buyback on the Sand King once again, epicenter doing the job, and the BKBs were on cooldown, so they couldn't do anything against it. And this time, I have to say, the BKB on the Morphling actually saved his life. I mean, he was caught in the black hole with that, yes, okay, but unlike the Tidehunter, you saw Tidehunter's health drop so fast because of all the magic damage going around, but Morphling could just stay alive in the black hole.
Yeah, it's definitely a big deal. I wonder how they're going to deal with that. I guess just try to kill everyone else. If you kill everyone else, Morphling's pretty useless. I think they're going to try to do the same thing again. I mean, they got the tier 3 tower. If they do it again, they get the barracks. Yeah, they've got a pretty huge advantage to play with, so they can pretty much do whatever they want.
I mean, as long as after these fights AMPM is not getting anything in return for it, they're okay. As soon as they start to get towers for themselves, like maybe now getting getting the last tier 2 tower on the map, even though the song is up again as well as the roar and stuff, but as long as they're not getting that much in return for the fights, then it's okay. Tier 2 tower is gonna drop here though, and Snare will be used. There's the big pipe is up for the Tidehunter. Tidehunter getting stunned. Kinetic Field will lock Morphling in place, but he's got a BKB, so he doesn't care. He's still hitting like a truck on his Beastmaster right now. Is chasing him down. Morphling into his replicate is gonna get turned into a piglet, and the BKB is up, and he pays for it, and he goes down. Now that's how he picked up the kill. There goes the Tidehunter, dropping the gem on the floor once again. BKB up on the Queen of Pain, trying to chase down the Windrunner. Nice block. Windrunner moving, get away from the trees. Gets the Shadow Strike, getting slowed, but she is so far away right now. Even though, oh, might still get it? Nope, I don't think so. Glimpse.
Wasn't nice.
Disruptor getting the kill. In the meantime, someone is still getting killed off right here. It is the Lashrak and it is the Naga Siren that gets the kill. I do think this will spell at least another set of barracks. 4 heroes down. The only one not down on the side of AMPM is the Sand King. And again,
no buybacks for them.
No buybacks. So Sand King already bought back as well. Gets a roar. And remember when I said Sand King gets so much gold that he picked up a Mystic Staff after he bought back the first time? He still only has that Mystic Staff, and he will go down now again. Queen of Pain picking up a kill. Tier 3 tower will drop as Naga Siren is laying her hand on the melee barracks on the top lane, and that will be mega creeps, I would think. on the side of MiTH Trust, so that will mean that MiTH will be facing up against Orange again in the best out of 3 in the grand finals, because I don't think that AMPM can do anything to get back from this one.
Nope. And there's the GG calls. And again, another game where we've seen both teams play extremely well, a little bit sloppy in some cases, but AMPM, again, had the exact right responses, but going up against that lineup is so hard. It's not... You can't just casually try to do it, and in the end they lost.
You can't
They
leave
kept
Naga
fighting.
Siren to free farm. It's basically lesson learned, right? And,
Yep, and there's the celebratory black hole.
yeah. And of course, this is the 3rd time in a row that we see the Morphling dominate. Anyway, this is World Cyber Games Asian Championship played in the Kuala Lumpur Convention Center. This was the lower bracket finals. It will mean that MiTH Trust will be going up against Orange in the grand finals, which will start at 3 PM local time, which will mean that we'll most likely have to wait for 2 hours or so. In the meantime, I am gonna switch overlays. I'm gonna take probably breakfast or something. But yeah, be right back.
Bye.
Bye.